Here she goes.
Squirrel, here we are in the land of the squirrels. Welcome to AFrame Daydream today.
Yeah. Well, hey, folks. Today we are.
Today is Flag Day.
Yes, it is Flag Day at Cook Forest State Park in Pennsylvania. So we landed here on Friday. It is what, Tuesday now? Tuesday, Wednesday.
Time
we
is
don't.
fully irrelevant
Yes.
at this point. I believe that the last time I cared enough, I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
Happy
So-
Tuesday. It's Flag Day, so
Yeah,
I know what
Flag
day.
Day. We know it's the 14th. But anyways, how you been enjoying yourself?
Yes. And yes. The trees here are amazing.
Yeah,
This
you
is
can see behind us.
There is an amazingly beautiful forest all around us. We went into. We've done a few adventures already since we got here.
The first adventure was a really great.
Yeah, just a recommendation. If you don't realize that there's like 5 campgrounds on this road, make sure you know which one you're going to. We blew right by it.
Yep.
Had to make a rather unique turnaround in, I think it was a souvenir shop or something like that, to get back to our campground.
Yeah, by the way, we're staying at Ridge Campground in Cook Forest.
It's the state park. It is
Beautiful.
very, very, very well kept. The restrooms are clean, nice hot water. Somebody's around mowing where needed, cleaning out fire pits. There is absolutely no garbage, no cigarette butts, no bags floating around, nothing.
Yeah.
I did find a little car, and I think that was from, some random little kid, and it blended with the forest, so I'll take it home. It will be our little mascot or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
We stayed in the back part of the forest over here, and our site is about 207. And we've been treated with some nice wildlife and whatnot, so
Yeah,
plenty of deer. Plenty of deer.
We came back from an adventure yesterday, which we'll go more into in a minute. We came back from an adventure yesterday, and we'd seen a deer while we were out and about doing that. And as we were coming back into the campground, we see another one, and another one, and another one. They boogied off for the night. I think I said something earlier today about butterflies and squirrels doing parkour.
Yeah.
We have squirrels, we have chipmunks. We apparently have a very rambunctious raccoon that was terrorizing someone else's camp.
Oh, yeah.
We may have got hit yesterday while we were gone by a blue jay.
Yep.
Because it wasn't nearly messy enough for it to have been a coon. And it wasn't... Yeah, we've had some interesting adventures with varmints and stuff and birds. Well, let's see. Our first hike. Our first hike that we took was.
Well, actually, let's take him to what we've got in our hand.
Okay.
Because that's the very first thing that we did. This was like, I almost don't even know how to begin to say how it was. We didn't come here for this reenactment. We happened to stumble upon it, and we were told when we got across into the Pennsylvania line to, if we were staying at Cook Forest, to go and see the French and Indian War reenactment. Correct?
That is correct.
Yes.
And
What a treat it was. It gave me goosebumps just being there. Chance to go out and see some. We do recommend it. We're going to show some of that right here.
During the argument, the French have taken the time to move their flank to the right flank of the English redoubt and move some of them off to the rear. The other
And he owed me $5.
You'll notice on the commanders are calling for individual fire as well as volley fire. Very effective. All around. The Rangers just one heck of a volley.
Regulars, back ready! Sit!
Call the ripple fire of the 6 foot. Ball is taking a beating.
Independent fire! 2 rounds in the fire.
Remember, the humidity does make it very difficult to use rifles or hard to use muskets to fire with regularity.
You do when you charge.
Right ready!
Outstanding.
After 2 rounds, prime load comes the shoulder.
One of the charges.
Well, that counts. You're too short. So prime load comes.
Right ready! Hang on! Fire!
For those that are curious, those are the people who have been
Okay, we're gonna go out. Time and load, come to shoulder. Hold. Time and load, come to shoulder.
It's the Marines you see here on the left in blue. Those are the natives are attacking from the rear of the redoubt. And we still have another contingent of Marines further out, attacking the right flank of the redoubt.
The opening, form line.
They're starting to drive out and push forward on the French. They're trying to drive them back up the hill.
Come to shoulder. Yes, we can.
So welcome back, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, because that was just breathtaking to be a part of.
That was amazing.
You know, and just to walk through and talk to some of the actors and stuff, that was very neat and amazing.
While we were there, we befriended the British,
Yes.
which was the Ory's company. Let's see, 68th Royal American Regiment of Foot 1-BN.
Yeah, and we'll have the their web address for their Facebook up here at the top. Please go check them out. I mean, it was really neat.
The narrator was with the British company,
Yeah.
and the
Matter of fact,
the whole thing was very, very cool. It was very well done. After we had spoke with some of the members, they had been doing this reenactment and others much like it for a number of years. I think they'd stated somebody had been doing it since the 70s, sometime in the 70s.
So,
And that's cool. And the thing is it's not just they get dressed up and do the show. They do the whole shebang all weekend. You didn't see a bag of Doritos. You didn't see any modern cookware.
no.
Everything was, the camps were completely authentic. Their dress all the time was 100% authentic. So it was cool. It was definitely really cool. There were people playing Dutch. There were people playing various Indian tribes. There were French. There were English.
Yeah.
It was cool, and we just happened to stop at the right spot to kind of be right at the right place at the right time. We kind of got slightly early crowded at the very beginning of the battle.
Yes. But
But as certain other things were going on, everybody ran off, and that gave us an opportunity to get kind of up close and personal to the muskets and the cannons and
the ground fire.
the ground
all of that,
fire,
yeah.
and it was
I mean,
it was very well done.
Go
so.
check them out. Like I said, they're on Facebook. We'll have their web address up at the top. Oh gosh, what else did we do? Where did we go the next day?
Oh no! That same day after we were done there, we went.
Yeah.
Well, I went. We both went to Fire Tower number 9, which is pretty much a really super cool drive
Drive to get
into
to
the
it.
woods. And then it's about maybe a quarter of a mile hike. Not a difficult or technical hike until you get to the fire tower. And I don't know, how many steps did you make? I couldn't count because
I went up to
was
about
too
the second
freaked out.
level, and I was not feeling it, guys. I am not a man for heights, but I'll tell you what, you give me an elevator, and I am pretty much good to go. Yeah, if it would have had an elevator, I would have been up it and been fine, but
I
I can't do the climbing. Never
was
could.
up as high as I was allowed to be.
And I think, what is that recorded, like 85?
It's an 87.5
87?
foot tower, but and I believe that includes the cabin. So take off what would be the cabin, and I was just below the cabin. And when the wind blows, it sways. Ever so slightly unnerving. Okay, a little more than ever so slightly. Anyway, took a little tiny piece of video while I was up there,
Which you'll see here.
which we can put
either
in right.
at the end of this or right now.
Yeah, now's good.
Now's good.
I'm pretty sure this is like what it feels like to be on top of the world, because I pretty much am. I am as high as you can go on fire tower number 9, and Ed's down below somewhere. And the wind is blowing and it's shaking just a little bit. I'm the only one here, so it's really cool. Anyways, there's my view for the day. Have a nice day.
So, but yeah, her experience up there at the top looked pretty amazing, I thought. How would you feel?
It was, my knees were a little wobbly by the time I got down. Going up wasn't nearly as terrifying as coming down, because when you're going up, you can reach forward to some handrails. When you're going down, the first step is a doozy, because you have to wait to get that first step unless you're on your butt to reach the handrails, and I wasn't going to go there, so I braved it. When I made it up there, I actually sat on the steps just to catch my breath, because it was breathtaking to look all around and be above the canopy of the trees and know that that was a tower that was there for firefighters to keep an eye and make sure that there wasn't a problem going to occur in this forest. And this is it's an amazing forest. So
There's
anyway,
a
but
lot
the tower,
of history, yeah.
the tower was very cool. And then as we were driving out, as we were stating, we saw deer in the campground, but we also on that drive saw deer on the way out of there.
Yep.
So we might have something that we can clip in of some of the deer or a deer or something of that nature. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it looks.
So then, after that, I think our next day we went to...
Yeah, after we ate too much
large
and
forest?
rested up, we went to...
trees.
Yeah, we went to an ancient forest. We were looking
Yes.
for... Well, the first place that we stopped to park and hike from...
Yeah. Couldn't get across.
There are a number of bridges that cross the waterway, and unfortunately some of them have signs of aging, and they need to be replaced a little bit at a time. So they do what they can. That particular one happened to be closed, and I think that was the shortest of shortcuts to get to the swinging bridge.
Mm-hmm.
There is another path. Since it's midweek tomorrow, maybe we'll try and hit that other end of the path where we saw everybody park.
That swinging bridge.
And then and go back into that giant forest. But that forest it's stunning. The trees back there are so huge and so amazing, and it's really calming. It's very quiet.
Yep.
We were walking along not very far onto the path when we finally found somewhere to go. We went past the peace tree that was planted in 1995.
Yes.
And a friend of mine asked me if we'd stopped there, and I said, yeah, we did, and I showed her a picture of it. She says, oh my gosh, it's grown since I last saw it. So not sure how many years that's been, but it's probably been a few. So, but it was a beautiful tree, and that was kind of the start of the walk. And then as we went up, there is a memorial fountain.
Yeah. That was pretty neat too.
That was really
check
cool.
out.
Very mossy, very old, beautiful, beautiful mason work on it.
All right, here is the memorial fountain. I'm going to try to back up as far as I can. This is non-drinking water, of course.
Not tested.
Yep.
It could be perfectly delicious.
Could be perfectly delicious. It could be toxically bad.
Deer. Then we start going into the silence of the forest, and we look down the hill a little ways, and there's a couple of deer looking at us like, "What are you doing? You're in our forest."
Yeah, we were
So we stopped and
deep
were
in that
very
forest.
quiet, and they just kind of hung out and watched us. At some point, they were probably parallel to us for a while, and then we just couldn't see them anymore.
Yeah.
But it was serene. It was beautiful. It was about this time of the day, and as you can see, the sunlight right now
Nice
in
filtered.
in that forest where we were, it was so thick that it was dark at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're
talking.
It's like
How tall are the
peaceful,
trees?
almost spooky.
What are they?
I don't want to quote it. Like
We're into
300
300s.
Well, 300 or 400-year-old trees.
We're talking hemlocks. You
Hemlock
can't even
and-
put your arms around
And
the hub.
pine. I mean, there were trees in there that it would have taken Ed and I like 1.5 times around to get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I mean, they were just giant and beautiful.
We've got some pictures of them, which I'm sure we're going to have flash up on the screen
Yeah, we
sometime.
we can incorporate
You know,
some of the
but
photos. It was
just
amazing.
just to take a walk through that forest and the quietness. Yeah. And
Super
honestly,
peaceful.
guys, it's June. You know, we're from Illinois, and here we think there's a lot of mosquitoes out here, and actually, no, I'm actually getting more bit by flies right now than anything because they like me. Mosquito-wise, I don't know. She's got a couple mosquito bites,
I've been gnawed on a bit,
but
I'm super
it's not
sweet.
thick. It's not thick in the forest of mosquitoes like you would think. It's wet out here. It's green.
We've had rain.
Yeah, we've had rain. It hasn't slowed us down because most of the rain's been at night.
It's been at night, and we had a little bit in the morning, but it wasn't enough to put us off. It was like, we did mass cooking.
Yeah,
So
we did some mass cooking.
We did some mass cooking because we had to do some food shuffling.
It made it simpler.
Long story short, we needed room in the fridge. We needed room in the cooler. We had a bunch of stuff. We cooked a bunch of stuff. And it simplified our life because, shamelessly, we do have a microwave and electricity, so...
If we have it, we might as well use it. You know, it's not like we're, we gotta be totally off the grid. You know, we paid to get out here. We paid for this spot. You know, it had electric. We knew all this in advance. We still did our dry ice like we did last year, guys. You know, and it was like 4.5 days. I know we pushed it to 5 days to the max we always do, and the stuff was still frozen. We put it into the refrigerator frozen. The next day, it was still frozen in that refrigerator.
Yeah.
Amazingly.
Parts of the refrigerator are a little bit colder than the others in the fact that we threw a bunch of frozen stuff in there.
Yeah.
And the refrigerator has to kind of adjust. All we had to do was just warm it back up and eat it. And
we've been pretty much good to go.
We've been styling.
But
it
overall,
simplifies our cleaning time by cooking a bunch of food at one time and then coming back around and cleaning up one time. And
overall, guys, this campground, like I said, we landed Friday. It's been a great stay. We had some neighbors so
We've
far.
had some very
Bob and Jill was her name, was it? Red Truck
Yes,
beside us in
Bob
the
and
pod.
Jill.
Very,
then-
very nice people. Thank
then our
you if
neighbor
you guys happen
Pat.
to see this.
Our neighbor Pat, we've been chatting about random
Yeah,
trails
Pat's
and things.
been a very nice neighbor. He's here for the duration that we are. We had another gentleman move in. He commented on our Facebook. So if you happen to see this, Jeremy, thanks. Hi.
Shout out.
Yeah. We've enjoyed our trip here.
This has been a good time.
Yeah.
We're not done.
We're not done. We got
We got
things
a
to do
We got a
tomorrow.
swinging bridge to go
Yes.
find, and I got a big giant tree that needs hugging somewhere.
yeah.
It just doesn't know it yet. It's like, I need to hug this tree.
And then unfortunately, yeah, we're gonna be making a trip back and then hitting another campground, and we're gonna stay there for the Father's Day weekend, so 2-day week. But
Oh, we can tell them where we're gonna be because this isn't gonna produce
you know
until
what?
after the fact.
That is right. We're gonna be at Lake Laramie State Park in Ohio. So
More on that later.
yeah, more on that later. We have no clue what we got ourselves into. hopefully it's good. I'm sure we'll have a good time. We always seem to make a good time out of it. But yeah, this was an excellent trip out here. We've got more to do.
I'm glad that we were able to
Be a
be a part of the French and Indian War,
reenactment. Yes.
and that was certainly a highlight.
Yeah,
Certainly a highlight.
we spent a good at least 2, maybe almost 3
I
hours
think we
there
were gone
walking
for like
around,
3 hours.
learning.
Yeah,
I learned about some blacksmithing.
I did. I got some. I walked up to a blacksmith from the 1800s, and he was more than willing to share his chops about how it's done and how the bellows works.
Yeah.
And here's that little bit of fun stuff.
Okay. Kind of a clay.
That's warm.
Still pretty warm.
It's warm, yeah.
Yeah. We're letting it cool down so that we don't burn ourselves when we clean up. But there's a pipe inside there. Every so often we gotta pick that stuff out. But what makes up this whole thing is this is all one piece of metal that's been bent down and clear up to here.
Okay.
And we laid some ash in the bottom of this as an insulator and a brick on either side to kind of give you a fire pot area.
Okay.
These little sides are just kind of for cooler.
Pushing this stuff off.
Yeah, putting your junk like this. This, you know what that is?
Clinker, I don't know.
Blinker, yeah. That was kind of holding us up there. It was plugging the hole. And it builds around this refractor. You can see that's what that is right there.
Okay.
All this stuff. And so what you're seeing here, there's another piece of junk clinker. There's coke. There's a little bit of coal, half coal, half coke. So that's right in the middle of the process of cooking. And then some ash. Then the other thing is we get into fines, which is mainly ash and coke that's broken apart. See how it's dusty?
Uh-huh.
That stuff needs cleaned out periodically as well, or you don't get air through the coals. That's about all the deeper that is. I think about 4 inches or something like that.
But dang effective.
Right, because it's insulated with that.
Right.
Yeah. If you didn't do that, that would burn right through the bottom in a matter of a few minutes. 'Cause
Right.
That's all the thinner the metal is on the bottom. This material.
Oh, dang.
Piece of sheet metal.
It's a sheet metal? Wow.
It's bent down and around. It's all one piece.
That's cool.
And so we built everything except the wheels and the axle between them. We put the rest of it together loosely based on the one down at Fort Ligonier, which was built by somebody we know, that he got it out of a book from historical artillery chiefs.
Okay.
As we built the bellows too, from scratch. And are you familiar with how bellows work, like the mechanics of the two lungs? Double lung? 2 lungs.
Oh, okay.
These have 2 lungs. Watch that bottom. See how I'm moving that?
Uh-huh.
and then there's a middle board, and then the upper board. So there's two chambers. The upper chamber is where the air comes out of into the pot.
Okay.
See how it's dropping slowly?
Right.
That whole time we're getting air. So you don't get puffs of air. You might if you don't. You can run it about like this, and you'll have constant air.
Smooth,
Okay.
steady flow.
So you don't get. You just get one long.
Just one
Yeah. So
straight.
as long as that top is dropping, I'm getting air. Still blowing air. Still blowing air. Until that stops. So it's not just a single.
Right. Okay.
So there's check valves in the bottom that allow the air in, and then there's check valves in the middle board that allow the air into the top that close so that the air don't go back into the bottom lung but only out the hole.
Oh, okay.
They work just like if you ever seen inside of a toilet, you flush the toilet. They
A
work
flapper?
Just like that. Flapper, yeah. A toilet valve or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And they're leather on leather, so that they're little pieces of wood on leather that make your hinge, and then those pieces of wood are covered with leather, and then the hole, I believe we lined it with leather so that it
So it's a nice,
seals down.
solid.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
If you want to, you can kneel down and look under and see them holes on the bottom. Go around the back, around behind the back. And you just kind of put your fingers up in there, you can feel
Oh,
that little leather
yes.
stopper.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's how it all gets in there. Huh. And that's a very similar system in that middle board.
Okay.
The middle board is, you can see this right here. That don't move. See these
Right.
two pins?
Uh-huh.
Those pins go into that middle board, and then there's a board in the front that holds that front, and that's what holds everything in. We can remove this fairly easy. You pull them two pins and slide it out.
And it
under.
just comes out as one
Yeah.
large piece. That's cool. That is cool.
All right, guys. Well,
This will be the wrap up.
yeah, this
We
is going
might-
to wrap it up.
We might add more stuff in,
You know what?
but for
Yes.
now,
We got
we're gonna,
tomorrow. We got a
we're
couple
gonna
more
wrap
days
up
here.
now.
Yeah.
And then
for the main talk. But
we'll see
anything
what
after this main talk here, enjoy the videos of what we filmed around here, maybe taking pictures of. We enjoyed it. Unfortunately, we're going to be going back to some, looks like heat, humidity back in Illinois.
Yeah.
They're roasting this week that we're out here. We've been enjoying the 73s. And I'm sure we're going to look back at this video and go and wish we were still back there when we're producing this.
when we're producing this, okay, today I think the high temperature that was forecast for today was 81.
Yeah, I don't even
And
think we
we
reached
might-
that.
We might not hit it unless it's above the trees or something. I don't know. It's an awfully comfortable 81 if it's 81. Mic check. Sorry about that. 'Cause, yeah, I did the thing. It happens every
Well,
time.
yeah, I think that's a sign of us starting to wear down here, and we need to go back to
But yeah.
camp. Yeah, we moseyed over here where the tent campers would camp. Nobody's here. It actually has some really good lighting, some really good back footage.
Well,
so
and
we don't
if
have
you
to see
just-
the electrical boxes,
And
and
if
we
you
do
just
have some
saw
campers
us
here.
waving, we were waving at DCNR, which is
Yes,
a
Very
very,
frequent. They come through.
presence here,
that
and I
is
have no
very,
problem with it.
very nice that they do come through. So,
No riffraff. It's quiet.
and like she said, the campground's well maintained.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a chance, you're in Pennsylvania, you happen to be going through, stay and visit one of the Pennsylvania parks. Now, let me tell you one thing. We went through Ohio. We like to get maps, state maps. What's Ohio's slogan again? Find it here?
Yeah, find it here. Find it here except for a map.
Yeah.
So you
can't
may
get a
be
state
able to
map
find
at
it
your
here,
rest
but you
stop
won't
in
know
Ohio.
where it is.
But Pennsylvania, they're really, really kind to you. They're really, really kind to you.
Yeah, I got an Ohio state map in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Excellent. Well,
Props to the Welcome Center in Pennsylvania because it'll make our journey back a little bit simpler. And she gave us a lot of really, really good information about this park, this area, and and
parks far beyond where we're staying.
She did prop she made a point of letting us know about the reenactment and the fact that where we were camped and where the reenactment was, on Saturday in camp, we could hear the muskets and the cannons going off anyway.
That's what prompted us to go.
So we were planning on going. We had stuff going on Saturday, so we opted to go to, we were hoping that the weather would be decent to us on Sunday morning, and it rained. But it settled down. It wasn't a hard rain. It was just a really gentle rain in the morning. And that was that. It just dried off, and the day was fabulous. So they did the reenactment. So we lucked out.
Turned into be a beautiful day.
But they were doing, I believe, 2 programs a day on both Saturday and on Sunday. So that's kind of a busy schedule. And having to live in the way of the 1800s, so I'll bet you they're wrecked when it's all said
and it's really neat because it is passed. They pass this on from generation to generation to generation. Because when we were there in the crowd,
lots of kids that were period dressed.
Period dressed too. So I mean, they started young, but you know what? It's well done, and we thank you guys.
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
Definitely a highlight.
Let's get on out of here and call this the wrap. All right, guys. Check you later.
Bye.
If I was Indian, I'd be running the other way.
So he actually got debris out of there. Yeah.
Here, boo! Ladies and gentlemen, remember I said 1 pound ball, 5 ounces of gunpowder? That was 1 ounce.